What's good, YouTube? It's been years, bro. When you want to do something, you just gotta get up and do it, bro. If you think about it too much and you just say shit, excuse my language, if you just say stuff, it's just saying stuff, man. I have a purpose to fulfill, and it's right here. I'm done talking about it. I'm just doing it now. This is the first video y'all gonna see of many. Yeah. And you're gonna continue to see more and more and more every day. But anyway, today's video has to do with the Storytime video. I'm cooking right now. I have that shit warming up. The Storytime of something that recently happened to me, and it has to do with my toys, with my cars, with my projects. So we're gonna go ahead and jump onto that because it has to do with my projects. As you can see with the title of the video, my shit got jacked. I keep saying shit. Put the shit count right here. Sorry about that. But motorcycle got fucking stolen, yo. I just literally got done doing the police report. I had to get that out of my system. I do need a haircut. I know. Don't be flaming me in the comments. But this is the woofing stage. I'm letting my hair grow out to the membrane, so wash yourself, you heard? But I just finished with the cars, doing all the paperwork and stuff. This thing is overwhelming, bro. It's overwhelming because, especially with my motorcycle was a Chinese motorcycle, and I bought it on Amazon. And I financed it with a firm. So I had to get a contact with the firm, and I had to get a contact with Amazon, and then the fuck? And I also had to figure out if the main office, because I live in an apartment complex, if they had told it was just a whole process. But we're gonna get into that right now. That motorcycle I bought because I'm a Hondeezy guy. I'm a Honda head. It all started with my Honda Civic. It's probably in the channel right now. I have a few videos of it. That's my first car. That's the first car that I made a YouTube video with about cars. Anyway, how to do an oil change, you can go see that right now. Hondeezy, bro. I've always loved them. I had 2 of them, 3, with my mom's. And bro, my grandpa also had a ton of them. Like, it's just Honda City, bro. It's just Honda heaven over here. So I sold mine, 5-speed, 04 coupe in red. I had done it was an EM2. I had done an EM1 front bumper conversion. I had painted it. That's the first car I painted. I bought a turbo for it. I bought rims, front lip. You call it, bro. Diffuser. Like, that was my baby. And it was also my business vehicle. I have a business, and I used to have my water tank inside in the back seats. Remember, it's a coupe. Took the back seats out, put a 50-gallon water tank in that bitch, just so I can go detail other cars. So I had that car set up, and I sold it because the master cylinder gave out, and I had already put too much money into my cars. I was going through financial shit, and I was like, you know what? I'm done putting money into cars. Right now, I need to keep going with what I'm doing, what I got going on right now. Keep going with that, and financially, you know, get right. I don't need to be blowing a bag on another car. So I bought I financed a newer car that was in good condition, running, blah blah blah, and then I stood with that. But it wasn't a Honda. So I got me a Honda Grom. I went on Amazon and I found out that you don't even need a single dollar to buy it. You don't need a single dime. If you got good credit, you go in there, pop, click affirm, click your oh fuck. You gotta click your payment. If you wanna do 12 months, 6 months, 24 months, you pick it. I picked that shit. I keep cursing. I'm gonna try to fix that, bro. Whatever. Maybe not, maybe. Anyway, I picked that. Bro, car went through. I didn't even need to put car information, bro. I did that after, bro. I placed the order and it said confirm. Like, I don't even think I put my card in there. It was just so easy. I literally clicked, like, it felt like I clicked 3 buttons, dude. It was too easy. It was too easy that it was almost dangerous because you could get caught up in that. If you click a few buttons, next thing you know, you have a freaking $5,000 motorcycle and loan that you have to pay, or whatever the motorcycle is worth, because you just got one for $0 on Amazon and you clicked a few buttons thinking it wasn't going to place the order, but you accidentally placed it just because you wanted to see the total or the price. Like, you got to watch out with that. I'm trying to tell you, because if you go in there trying to see what the total is, you might click it and you're fucked. You got to be wise when you do that. But anyway, I did that. $0. They shipped it to me. The bike was worth $1,000. The bike was $1,000. Who's gonna say no to that? It was $1,000, and I said, hell yeah, $1,000, no money at all, no money down. Hell yeah. And then they charged me $400 for shipping, because shipping is not free. Remember, come on, bro. It's a whole motorcycle, and they're giving it to you for free. $0. You're gonna complain about paying for the shipping? No, you're not. $400 for shipping. We're at $1,400, and then since it was financed with interest rates and all of that, another $400. So I ended up paying around $1,800 for it. Brand new motorcycle. 0 miles. 0 miles. Zero. Nada. Anyway, I went ahead and placed the order. They delivered it to the cribbo, and I had to put it together because it was disassembled. So I assembled it, put gas in it. I think oil in it. I don't even think I put oil in it. I just started that bitch, and then I started it. And I've been riding it ever since. I got into a few accidents in it. You know, you live and you learn. I was on my way to my girl's house one day and fucking, like, 10 minutes away, dude. The kickstand goes down on me and I'm not able to turn because it's a straightaway that goes like this. So when I'm turning this way, the kickstand's not allowing me to turn, so I just keep going straight in the ditch. But nothing happened to the motorcycle, only the turn signal and a few scratches. Maybe the shifter I had to adjust, whatever. And then fucking, yeah, bro. I kept riding it until I had to go on a freaking vacation. I mean, I had gone on vacation before and that shit was fine. I'm trying to tell you, bro. It was fine. I think the last time I went on vacation, it had a cover on it, and maybe that helped. That's what I was trying to tell my fam. But whenever somebody's trying to do wrong, whenever someone has an objective, whenever somebody want to take shit, they'll do what they gotta do, bro. You feel me? So that happened, and then I had gone before on vacation, like I said, nothing happened. I came back, nothing happened. This time around, though, mind you, the Honda Grom had no compression. I was going through something with the Honda Grom that I was doing the straight pipe exhaust, and I had finished welding it and everything, new exhaust. And we literally, like, stripped the bolt, like it snapped in half. And I had to freaking,
Turn on the other thing.
yeah, I'm good. I had to freaking drill. I had to drill through where the screw goes. And when I did that, the guy that was doing my exhaust, not me, the guy that was doing my exhaust, shout out to that guy. I still love you, bro. Still love you. Relax. But he basically tried to drill out the snapped screw and made a hole into the head because the exhaust goes right underneath the head. Anyway, we bought a new head for it, but we didn't change the block, so it had no compression. I mean, at least that's what we thought was wrong with it. So that's where I was at with the Honda Grom. I was having issues with the shifter as well, blah blah blah. But at the moment, it wasn't running, and I left to Puerto Rico for vacation, dude. I went over there for a few days. It wasn't even a whole week. We went ahead and I left on what day was it? I believe it was a Monday night. And I came back. I left on Monday night around 6 p.m. my house, my apartment, right? Motorcycle was there. I left to the airport around that time, 6 p.m. on a Monday. I came back on a Thursday night around 1 a.m. So it was Friday morning. Bop. I arrived and my family wasn't paying attention to it, unfortunately. And when we got there, they realized that, hey, the motorcycle's not here. So I went ahead and looked around, and they were like, where's the motorcycle? I tell them, what do you mean, where's the motorcycle? You know, like, what do you mean, where's the motorcycle? You were supposed to, like, look out for it, you know? If you didn't look out for it or whatever, and you don't see it here, then it's not here. And they obviously stole it or something. What else can I say, right? So we were all bummed out about it, and I had to go to work the next morning, so I didn't report it that night. I go to sleep, and I go to work, and my boss noticed that I'm all over the place, so he asked me what's wrong with me, and I don't tell him. I just keep working, blah, blah, blah. I tell him, I'm good, I'm trying my best, but I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And later on, I'm like, oh, you know what happened to me? And then I tell him. Like 30 minutes later, he's like, oh, go home so you can go get that sorted out. So I go home, I get that, I get home, I settle down, whatever. And then I make my phone call. When I make the phone call, they're telling me, we're going to put you on the phone with the officer. So I call the non-emergency line, and they put me on the phone with the officer. The officer tells me, can you provide me with the VIN number? I provide them with the VIN number, blah, blah, blah. They look for it to see if it was towed or repoed, and they're not able to find it. So at that moment, we're like, all right, so the only thing left to do is report it stolen, but you should go ahead and talk to the main office in your apartment complex and see if they report it or if they towed it, whatever. So I go ahead and do that this was Friday night when I talked to the officer. On Tuesday afternoon, I go talk to them. Lady is very hostile. You know, I'm over here being calm. I'm not cursing. I'm not raising my voice. I might be repeating myself because I'm just double checking, to see if what she said was right or if I heard correctly. I just sometimes like to double check. So I sometimes question people twice. I'm like, okay. You could be like, oh, I didn't put gas in the car. And I'll go up to you again 2 seconds later and be like, yo, you said you didn't put gas in the car, right? Just to double check. It's just a reassurance thing. I don't fucking know. If you know, you know. But yeah, she was getting upset at that, and she was raising my voice. And I was like, why are you being disrespectful? Why are you raising your voice? Blah, blah, blah. You don't need to raise your voice at me. She's like, oh, just because you're not cursing or raising your voice doesn't mean that you are not being disrespectful. You're being disrespectful as well. And she was saying I was being disrespectful for questioning her, blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't give her the right to scream at me. So I called the non-emergency line again, and then I tell them the situation to come over here, just try and talk. I asked them if they could get a hold of the camera footages from the main office. So they went over there to talk to them. I guess they didn't have to do that because they had cameras in the area. So the police department checked the cameras, or the sheriff checked the camera, whatever, the officer. And he was able to find it with the towing company. I took a picture, but he got a hold of the towing company and he wasn't able to find it. Nobody had it. So we did our part. I contacted the merchant, which was, I started with the firm. A firm told me to contact Amazon because they only handle the payments, which is understandable, but I still had to try. So I called the merchant, which is Amazon. They asked me for an order number. I have gotten like 3 new phones ever since I bought that motorcycle. Unfortunately, that's why I haven't been able to make content like that, because I just haven't had a good, reliable phone. Now I do. And the fact that I didn't have those old phones, when I try to go look for the order number in my email, it only goes back to August. I bought it in May. So I don't have access to that freaking order number. I was able to give her I was able to call again, because I guess the guy that I was on the phone with didn't want to help me. I don't know why he wasn't able to help me. But when I called the second time, the lady that picked up the second time was able to help me. I gave her my account information, and she found the order without me having to give her the order number. Bomb. So then she tells me that she didn't tow it. They didn't tow it. They didn't report it. So that's that. If Amazon didn't tow it, the merchant, if the main office didn't, and if they look in the area with the towing / repo companies and they weren't able to find it, when I say they, I mean the sheriff's office, and therefore it was stolen unless one of the towing companies didn't do their jobs. So since we did our part, unless they didn't do their job, since we did our part, we're good. But unless they didn't do the job, this will be a whole different situation if it came to that. So we did our part. We weren't able to find it, therefore it's stolen, because it's not with any towing company. And yeah, if they do find it, or if a towing company decides to report it towed, then they would get in trouble and they would have to handle the situation. Meanwhile, I just probably, I don't want to say sit back and wait, because I'm probably going to have to get involved as well, but it would be their problem. It's my problem as well, but they would be the ones who get in trouble if that was the case. And I'll probably be able to get my stuff back. I just have to go through the whole process. But yeah, Honda Grom was stolen. It was a Honda Grom replica, X-Pro Vader 125cc in red, 2024. I love that thing, and that thing, motor and transmission never gave me problems, other than the motor mounts used to get loose. But I got that problem out of the way. And shifter made me crash. But if you want any tips on Chinese motorcycles, not JB Weld, Loctite, everything that you touch, especially hardware, especially motor mounts, especially shifters, especially anything that has to do with vibration and torque, even if it doesn't have to be torqued, Put Loctite in there. Everything that you feel like it may be loose or it may get loose, it will get loose. I'm trying to tell you. Because they do not come tied up, torqued down. And that can cause a lot of accidents, like my situation. The motor and transmissions are good. It's just that problem. It lasted me a long time. It never gave me a fucking problem. I did like 3 oil changes, 4. And I put a lot of miles. I put like almost 3,000 miles in that thing in a matter of 11 months. And if it was running the last 2 months, I would have probably put another 1,500 miles on there. You know what I mean? But I always used it for work, and it got me there and back. The longest trip was probably like 100 something miles, and it made it. Like, I love that thing. It was 4-speed, and it was my Honda Grom. I'm a Hondeezy, but those were the bad news. The good news are now that you guys will now get to see my new project. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you for listening, because now you get to see the good news. You get to see what's coming now. You get to see the good part of this video, which is my next project. I got a K-Series 2012 Honda Accord Coupe waiting for me. You're not going to take the Hondeezys out of my hands, bro. You're not going to do that. I'm a Honda head at heart. I was born a Honda head, you heard? I'm always going to have them around me, always. You're not going to stop that. I got the Hondeezy back. And I got 2 Honda Accords K-Series. I got the 7th gen and I got the 8th gen. Jeez! What's good with it, bro? Tight shit. So stay tuned. This is the first video of me back after like maybe 2 years. And I'm going to stay consistent because now I know what I like, what my passion is, what I want to do. And I want to stick to this car thing. That's what I love doing. I have never felt so fulfilled and inspired by something. Motivated every day. I have something to look forward up to. Then, when I started my YouTube channel, back when I was like, I don't fucking know, 12. I didn't know that. Come on, man. I'm chilling now, 10 years later. So let's get to work, you heard? Let's get to work. Let's make these projects. This content. But I love y'all. I hope you guys have a great day, great week, great year. And to many more videos. I hope y'all like it. If you do, click that like button, subscribe, share with your friends so they can subscribe as well, and it all counts. Every single second you watch, every single like and subscribe, it all counts, and I appreciate you. Peace. Have a great day.